Hi everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 1, Episode 3, A Man Alone. So this is a good episode. This is a really good episode. I mean, it kind of, it's a little heavy because there's a lot going on, but overall it's interesting to kind of see all of these different storylines because there's a lot of characters in this series, and so it can be difficult, and especially because we're so fresh into it, sometimes it's a little overwhelming because we don't know all of these characters. So it starts out pretty generic. We realize that Dr. Bashir has the major hots for Dax, which we saw that in the pilot episode where they come off the shuttlecraft together. What I love is that this episode introduces Keiko and Molly O'Brien, who, I've said it before, I feel like Colomini won the nerd lottery because he just started out as this no-name character in the pilot episode of The Next Generation. And as that series progressed, he got a rank, he got a promotion, he became a regular, he got married, he had a kid, and now he accepted a promotion to Deep Space Nine, and where he's now a series regular. So, and it's awesome that they got Keiko and Molly to join the series as well. So I thought that was really cool. And not only that, but this episode really has a lot to do with it because Keiko was a botanist on the Enterprise, which kind of made sense because there was the Arboretum. Deep Space Nine is basically at this moment kind of just a piece of junk in space. And so she says, they don't need a botanist. And so by the end of this episode, she has decided to try to put together a school. And it's actually pretty successful. It lasts for 3 seasons or something. So it's kind of, I like how they gave Keiko a purpose. They didn't just, oh, here's our character's wife, and we're just going to kind of ignore her. So I really like that. Odo has some really great lines. Most of this episode's about Odo, and he just has some great lines because he sees Keiko and Miles fighting, and he's like, that's why I've never done coupling, which of course Quark's like, you've never coupled? And it's just kind of fun because he's like, that's how that works. You want jazz, she wants Klingon opera, so you compromise and you listen to Klingon opera. And that's also kind of a Facebook meme that, to be honest with you, has become my life. I hate dogs. I don't like them. My husband loves dogs. So we decided to compromise. And we got 2 dogs now. So, I mean, that's just kind of how marriages are. But he hates Star Trek. And now he has to watch me do these videos every single day. So it is what it is. It's kind of fun. There's give and take in every relationship. They mention how a day on the station is 26 hours. So that's kind of interesting that they're going to go by Bashir time. On the Enterprise in The Next Generation, there's a day shift and a night shift, but they never really say what that circadian rhythm is. They don't say how many hours are in each shift. So I think it's interesting that they have firmly established that there's 26 hours in this. So in the pilot, we saw Nog, which is Quark's nephew. It was very brief, and he just basically got in trouble, and then Cisco used him as a bargaining chip. So he has a much bigger part in this episode where he actually he's named, and he actually starts getting some personality. Jake makes friends with him, which of course nobody likes because they start getting into mischief because they're teenage boys. And it just kind of makes sense. But it's fun to kind of see that. And during the course of the series, how much Nog grows as a character. So I won't spoil it, but it's kind of interesting to watch him grow. So like I said, the main meat of this episode is Ibadan. There's a lot of really difficult names in this series. So please, you guys, if you've watched my other videos, you guys know I suck at pronunciation. So just kind of bear with me. But anyways, this character is killed, and Odo has a problem with him from day one because he's just this blackmail artist that he's just a bad guy. He tries to hold stuff for ransom, and Odo gives the example of he let a child die because the parents couldn't afford the medicine. So he's killed in a holosuite, and Odo is the #1 suspect. And it's kind of interesting to watch the whole Deep Space Nine station turn against Odo just on the blink of an eye with there's no cause. I mean, yes, there's some circumstantial evidence, but before any sentencing is done, they have just turned against him. And who is the number one person in his corner is Quark. And I love that because you see their relationship develop all the way through this series. And Quark is his like main arch nemesis, which is also his best friend. And I mean that's something that you see in every like great antagonistic role, like Sherlock and Moriarty or Batman and the Joker, stuff like that. Like nobody, like the Joker and Batman, for example, nobody can kill Batman because that's the Joker's job. Like nobody can dishonor Odo because Quark is there to do that. So I just think it was really that's an extreme example, but I just think it's really cute. It's really charming to see that relationship. And like Odo's office gets destroyed and Quark is instantly like, do you want me to find out who did this? I will find out who did this. And it's really fun. We also meet Nog's father, Rom, who is Quark's brother, played by Max Grodenchik, who we've seen in The Next Generation before. What was it, the Captain's Holiday on the planet Risa as a Ferengi. So like both Quark and Rom have been, those actors have been Ferengi before, so it's interesting to see them carry on into this show as an actual Ferengi regular. So I really liked that. By the end of the episode, things like basically get sci-fi'd up a little bit, and they realize that the guy wasn't killed, he was cloned, and then he killed his clone, and Odo clears his name. So it ties up really quick and really easy, but it's a really fun episode, and it's a really interesting episode, because like in The Next Generation, as much as I love it, it's very episodic. Things happen, and then the very next episode, they're completely refreshed, and you're going back on. Deep Space Nine, it's dark and it's gritty, and we're 3 episodes in, which doesn't seem like very much, but still, the station is not put together. Things are not fixed, because this is not an easy place to be. And that's what I love about this show, is it's so hard to get things perfect, or to get things even working. It's not perfect, like the Enterprise. It's hard, and it's difficult. And that's what I like about this show. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. So if you guys have seen this one, go ahead, let me know what you guys think about the O'Brien family, like seeing Keiko and Molly on board. What do you guys think about Rom and Nog? And what do you guys think about Odo and Quark's relationship? So go ahead, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for everything. You guys are all amazing, and I will see you guys next time for Babel.